Hello, my name is Tasha Newcomb. I'm a licensed clinical social worker with Hamilton Center. Today, we're continuing our webinar series on loneliness with a topic specific to stress management and loneliness. Today, we will define stress, identify some common signs of stress, some common stressors, how stress affects us in our body, the connection between loneliness and stress, and finally, identify some common techniques that can be utilized to combat stress. So, first, stress is defined as a state of worry or mental tension caused by a difficult situation. Stress is a natural human response that prompts us to address challenges and threats in our lives. Most everybody experiences stress from time to time. Stress can be minimal, not impacting our day, or it can feel overwhelming and making it difficult to address our daily needs. Common signs of stress include difficulty relaxing, anxiety and irritability, difficulty concentrating, changes in appetite. Chronic stress can also worsen pre-existing medical conditions and may impact daily functioning, including negatively impacting our relationships. Common stressors include financial stress, which may include a cost of living increase that we're unprepared for, debt and loans, economic uncertainty, educational expenses, insufficient income, lack of retirement savings, living paycheck to paycheck, or unexpected expenses. Another type of stressor is a physical stressor. This may be stressors in our environment, such as toxins, extreme weather or temperature conditions, pollution, natural disasters, noise pollution, or it could also be nutritional deficiencies, physical illness, physiological demands, poor diet, or sleep deprivation. The next type of stress is psychological stress. Examples of psychological stress include academic pressures, caring for others, dealing with loss, family conflict, life transitions, perfectionism or self-imposed pressures, personal health concerns, traumatic events, or isolation. Social stressors are another type of stressor, and this may include cyberbullying or online harassment, constant attention to social media and comparing ourselves to others, discrimination or stigma, social expectations and roles, relationship issues, parenting challenges or caregiver challenges, peer pressure, or social isolation. Occupational stressors include career development concerns, pay rates, a challenging work environment, high workload or feeling overworked, inadequate rewards, inadequate promotion opportunities or lack of recognition, job insecurity, loss of control or autonomy in your role, poor interpersonal relationships at work, poor work-life balance, remote work challenges, poor leadership, unclear job expectations, workplace bullying or harassment, or workplace discrimination and inequality. Finally, the last category of stressors are life change stressors. So these may be positive or negative, but often by nature, they bring stress because they may be unfamiliar. So some examples of life change stressors include children leaving home, divorce or relationship breakup, marriage or the start of a relationship, the birth of a new child, a new health diagnosis or illness, loss of a job or unemployment, loss of a loved one, a move to a new city or country, retirement, or a new job or career change. So, how does stress affect our interpersonal relationships? Ongoing stress impacts our relationships because the longer we are stressed, the less likely we are to engage with others. There is a connection based on research between the amount of stress somebody experiences and the amount of interaction they have with others, or how high quality are their interpersonal relationships. Stress may cause unnecessary strain on social relationships, or if individuals are unable to effectively manage their stress. essentially saying if I am not able to manage my stress effectively and it continues to cause anxiety or irritability, that then impacts how I interact with others. So, me being stressed means I'm more irritable, means I'm not treating others in my life as I should be, which they may in turn see as an unhealthy relationship. Feelings of isolation and lack of social interaction also impact stress levels. So, opposite of what I just said, maybe I'm stressed. Maybe my stress is caused by the fact that I don't have interpersonal relationships, or I have a perceived lack of interpersonal relationships in my life. I don't have a meaningful friendship, so I don't have somebody to talk to, which then causes me stress. So, loneliness can be impacted two ways by stress. It can be impacted by having a lack of relationships, which then contributes to loneliness, or it can be impacted by I'm not managing my stress appropriately. I'm losing relationships because of that, which then contributes to loneliness. Research does suggest that people who experience high levels of loneliness are more likely to experience everyday stressors and have prolonged emotional reactions to those stressors. So, how do we combat stress? There are multiple ways to combat stress and help reduce the amount of stress we experience day to day. One of those is taking a break from news and social media. As I mentioned previously, when dealing with social stressors or physiological stressors, comparing ourselves to others or trying to keep up with standards in social media can cause stress. We're constantly looking at others, constantly thinking, this person has this, I should have that too, but maybe we don't have the financial means or access, and that can cause stress. Additionally, we are seeing a lot of negative news every day in social media, through news broadcasts, and sometimes that alone can feel overwhelming and can cause stress. If we're seeing on the news the potential impact of negative weather, for instance, that is a major stressor for some people. So, really knowing when we're being impacted and being able to identify, okay, this type of news causes me stress, or these types of programs cause me stress, this is something I maybe need to limit. Some other common techniques include deep breathing, stretching, meditating, and counting. So, taking a deep breath in through the nose, holding it, and then releasing through the mouth can help us calm down enough to where we're better able to view stressors from a different perspective, and therefore better able to stay calm and deal with stressors head on. Stretching is a good way to release tension in the muscles, which can build up from stress. Meditating is a way of being mindful and present in the moment and not focused on or thinking about things that are causing stress in our life. And counting can be a good distraction technique, again, to take our focus off of the stress. Keeping a journal is another way to help combat stress. Writing down the things that are making us feel stressed and identifying ways that we can combat those things. Spending time outdoors. It's been proven that being in nature helps promote a positive mood. Sunlight produces vitamin D, so being outside, having a change of environment, maybe removing ourselves from the stressful situation for a few moments to help reset ourselves. Practicing gratitude. This is very important also when our stress may be tied to comparison to others, or not feeling as though we fit in, or financial stress. What do I have right now in my life that I can be thankful for? What things are going well? Maybe things over here causing me stress. Maybe I need to pay for this, or I want to have money to do that. But what do I have right now that I can be thankful for? Connecting with others. This ties back to our series on loneliness and how we can connect with others. And we've talked in previous webinar series about some ways we can connect. Maybe it be an online community. There's a church in your community that does volunteering for a food pantry every Sunday, and that's something you feel passionate about. Maybe finding a positive support person in your life who helps you navigate stressful situations, who's open to hearing about the stress you're experiencing and helping you find ways to do that. And maybe that's a natural support, or maybe that is a therapist or a care manager or a peer coach that you work with from time to time. Finding shared activities. Maybe I like to go and take my dog to the dog park, and there are other people there, and that might give you an opportunity to spur conversations of similar interests, such as a pet. And then also taking care of your body, having a healthy diet. When we eat better, we feel better. physical stress is very common. I'm stressed over how I'm feeling. I'm stressed over my weight. I'm stressed over the fact that I have no energy. A lot of that can be reduced with having a healthy diet, also exercising regularly. This can tie back to being outside too. Maybe I spend some time outdoors taking a walk or being in nature and taking a hike. Exercise helps release internal tension, which also can help reduce stress. And then finally, resting. Sometimes when people are stressed, they feel a need to get multiple things done at a time and they can't stop or rest until they have everything done. It's very important to realize that feeling tired and not getting rest actually is a stressor and causes to the stress we're already feeling. In conclusion, stress is a normal feeling that most people experience. While it does not specifically cause loneliness, stress can impact the amount of loneliness that somebody feels because stress can impact our relationship with others. Conversely, loneliness can cause stress because people who are experiencing loneliness do experience a higher level of stress based on research simply by having a lack of involvement from others. It's very important to stay connected, identify who your positive supports are, identify what resources are available in your community. Again, as a reminder, if you are experiencing prolonged loneliness with feelings of irritability, withdrawal, lack of motivation, and you are isolating yourself from others, and this is lasting for longer than 2 weeks at a time or multiple days in a row, it is important for you to seek out professional medical attention or talk to your physician or a trusted support. There's always help available, and there is a 988 line that you can call for mental health emergencies or feeling as though you need some support, or locally 812-231-8204 for Hamilton Center's Crisis Diversion Center. Thank you.